From Jenny Eclair to the chocolate and cream variety, which I love. Our next guest, thank you, is Britain's best-loved baker, queen of the kitchen and all-round national treasure.
Who are we talking about? Well, the delectable Mary Berry, of course, and she's here with us now. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning.
Well, I mean, we've been talking eclairs all morning, but I just wanted to ask you really quickly, because obviously you've been labelled the queen of cupcakes and the doyenne of desserts. I mean, is it a brilliant title to have, that people are now putting the title of you bringing Britain back to baking? Is all down to you?
Well, and the Great British Bake Off. I think people realise that, you know, they're real people, they're like their next door neighbour, doing their very best, passion for baking, and then I do a few masterclasses like I'm going to do for you now.
See, my wife and I love the Bake Off. That is must-watch television in our house. And it's a great show, of course, but there's something else as well. For some reason, baking has become cool again. We go to an artisan bakery, they're popping up all over London, all over towns and villages across the country. Where's this come from?
Well, I think everybody's been watching the Bake Off and you're tempted to have a go.
Yeah. I was tempted and I ruined my eclairs just recently. Can I just explain what happened? I ended up with eclairs with a complete hole in the bottom. They were sort of like a semicircle.
So that's a donut, Jake?
Basically.
Yeah.
Did you pipe them?
No, I didn't. I just blobbed them with a spoon.
I'm not sure where you went wrong. Have a look at what I'm going to do.
Okay, here we go.
So, eclairs, you start off with choux pastry. So, in the pan, I've got some water and some butter. And you bring that to the boil. And as soon as it comes to the boil, you take it off the heat. Now, we'll watch that carefully. Can you see it's nice and steamy now? It must boil.
Why water and butter? What's the...
Well, that is choux pastry, water and butter, and then we add egg and flour.
Is that simple? Because they seem so complicated when you see them being served.
When you try to make them.
When I try to make them, they're incredibly complicated,
So, take that off the heat.
Yeah.
Put all the flour in at one go, plain flour, and then beat it. Now, it looks as though it's going to be lumpy, but we're not going to allow it to be lumpy. So you just beat it really hard.
Yeah.
And you watch me beat this. Can you see? It's a little bit lumpy now, but let's go on.
You've done that before?
Yeah. Lots of times, yes. And I think technically it's called a panada at this stage.
Okay.
But let's worry about that. Then you must put that back on the heat again to get full heat. That's it. And no white flecks, that's the main thing. So this is the choux paste. That's come back.
And it's vital to have it bubbling and boiling and steaming when you put the flour in.
That's right.
Right, okay.
And off the heat.
Okay.
Then we take that off. Then we put it on there so it doesn't slip about. Then we're going to add some egg, a couple of eggs there. And you see we've beaten the egg so it's together. And that will go in looking as though it's curdled.
Yeah.
But don't worry, it'll all come back. Start off by adding a little. Can you see the pan is hot?
Yeah. Do you want me to add while you stir? Does that help?
That would be a
good
idea. Actually, no, I think you should beat. You can beat harder than that.
Mary, I just have a funny feeling
beat.
that you just make this look easy. I know if I tried to do this, it would turn out lumpy regardless.
But Amanda, if you follow the recipe and you weigh carefully, digital scales help, so that gets really, really thick. And if you can go on beating till it's smooth, then
not as fit as I thought I was, if I'm honest.
So you're being the Paul Hollywood. So in here, I've put the mixture.
Didn't quite want my jeans, but it wasn't far off.
So I put it in a piping bag, and at the very end I put a nozzle, and that is a 1/2-inch nozzle. So shake it down, but you've got... Oh, you're doing that really well.
Good skills.
All Hollywood in your heart out.
Now look, that is getting thick, really thick. And then you cool it and put it in the bag.
So this is now ready to pipe, once it's cool?
Once it's cool. So I put it in the bag, and you notice I stand it in there. You've done well.
You've done your exercise for the day.
Watch how I push this down, like that. You can buy these bags already done, and then twist it round the top of your thumb and wait till it comes out at the end, okay? And then I make about 12 or 14. I've buttered the tray, put non-stick paper on top, and then if you put a little water underneath, that creates steam, and it gets them nicely.
Is that what gets them all puffy then? Because that's the key with eclairs, isn't it?
Right. So then when you've twisted that, you then pipe them, and they want to be about 3 inches long. That's it.
That's it. And that, oh, wow.
But you just spread yours, did you, Jake?
I just used a spoon. I was making profiteroles rather than eclairs, but it's the same principle, isn't it?
Yes.
And I sort of spoon them on, and I still serve them.
I bet you did. I
Yeah.
bet they tasted good, though, didn't they?
Because the cream was
so
fine.
that is choux paste. And I mean, if you were making profiteroles, well, a profiterole is like that. So you could do them in whatever shape you like.
Right.
Then you bake those, and they go into a hot oven for about 20 minutes, and then you lower the oven just up to crispen them up.
Yeah.
And then, shall we put them over there? Then, once you've got them baked...
I love being your sous chef, by the way.
Yeah.
I like this.
Yeah, ambition realised.
So there's one already baked. You just split it down the side.
Okay.
Once it's warm, and then just let it dry out a bit.
Yeah.
If when you put your finger in there it's still a bit soggy, put it back in the oven just to dry. So these really should be dry. Then you could pipe the cream in, but I'm not going to pipe it, I'm just going to spoon it. So find out which is the top, which is that half. Then you put in the bottom half. You just put cream in, and you put as much cream in as you can.
And should you do this as close to serving as possible so the cream doesn't make the pastry soggy?
Well, you see, these are, listen,
Because they're quite hard, aren't they?
they're crisp.
Yeah.
So you could do these. You're dying to have a go, aren't you?
Yes, that's
And then,
pretty hard.
can I have that one that is a top?
That's been banged on my
Sorry that
head.
I've just hit Jake over the head with.
And then you take that,
I'll eat that
and
one.
you can either spoon the chocolate
Yeah.
on top,
Okay.
or you can dip it in. So I'm going to dip it in the chocolate. And the chocolate icing I like is called chocolate ganache, and it's equal quantity of plain chocolate, not a very expensive one, about 40% cocoa butter.
chocolate.
So it's not too bitter.
Proper chocolate, no. And so you put equal double cream, terribly good for us, double cream and chocolate. These are a treat.
I have to ask you, though, in a day and age where everybody's talking about, you know, gluten-free and sugar-free and all these kind of things, do you think that that's ruined some recipes in baking, Mary?
Well, I mean, the reason for gluten-free is because you have you can't take it.
Yeah.
So there are all sorts of special recipes for
That you
that.
can, yeah.
But
These definitely
I don't think you can eat these and worry about health. Shall we all try one and give it a go? 'Cause
Yes,
let me just
please.
confirm, there is zero fat in these, right?
they're so good.
is a
for
health
you.
food.
No
But
sugar,
listen,
no gluten.
Have one now, and then have a nice salad for lunch.
Can I take one home for my wife?
Of course you can.
Thank you very much,
Are
Mary.
they better
Wonderful.
than yours?
Let's try. Of course they are.
This is the
Wonderful.
happiest I think I've been in about 15 years.
Mary, thank you very much
Amazing.
indeed.
Absolutely
Thank you.
You're not
delicious.
indulging?
Thank you. It's very quickly.
Well, why not?
The name of your new book, Mary?
My new book is The Cookery Course, Mary Berry Cookery Course, and it's step-by-step guide and a colour picture for every single
That's
recipe.
what I need.
Brilliant.
Exactly. Look at the pictures.